Yes, sir, and welcome to the NYCFC Forever podcast. On this illustrious day, it's just myself, John Sanchez, with the very handsome Yousef. What up, Yousef? This is the part where you say speak into the microphone.
I don't know, because you said handsome. I was like, I'm just gonna let that shine real quick. I'm gonna let that breathe.
It's also like a figure of speech as well. It's
They know out there. Y'all know out there. It's nice. Now, what's up, everybody? Another week down. Sunday, a little rainy Sunday.
Is it rainy? I haven't stepped foot outside since early in the day.
A little gloomy.
In my cocoon of a crib.
Yeah, I'm just watching it from the inside too. It just picked
Yeah.
I was like, did that? I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a nice little footy something.
Y'all can have the outside today.
Yeah, today the outside did not belong to us. Yesterday, Saturday, yes. Outside, almost.
Yes.
Today,
Yes.
te lo dejo. Yo, people work like this. I have friends now that do work on Sundays. Like they'll get out of their house, go to a space, and do work, like actual, work.
Like work on the yard type of work?
Oh, like work on, projects and stuff like that they have going on. And I just go like,
we do the same. We're here recording a podcast. We're working.
Yeah, but
we've been
in my house. I'm in my house.
Pre-production meeting.
I've been in my house
an hour, so it's like we've been doing though for an hour.
I'm home though. They purposely go like 30 minutes outside of their home.
They put socks and shoes on.
A whole fit to go sit at some place with a view and open up a laptop, order some coffee, and then come back. Don't get me wrong, I've done it before, but it's just like on a day like today, I'm good. I am good, especially because I am washed. Yo, games is killing me, bro.
You know what? A little thing about the game days is that it's cold, so it takes a little bit of more of a toll on your body physically because of the weather. The science behind having your body stay warm, work to stay warm is also tiring. That's why I wear layers. So I let the layers do it for me.
You just start little by little like an onion.
Well, when I get home, but like while I'm out there, I'm feeling warm.
I'm gonna walk around with like one of those blankets that turn hot and cold, and just figure out how to power it with a power bank or something.
What they're like, you gotta charge them first. You gotta charge them.
With this big ass. They got
the construction vests. I've seen those, like the Carhartt vests, and then you plug them in, and they warm you up, keep you nice and tender.
Nice and tender. All right.
You're like what's it called? What's the air fryer? You're like an air fryer.
Yo, shouts to all the air fryers out there making chefs out of all of us.
You know what I mean? The air fryer and TikToks, it made everybody made Gordon Ramsay want to kill everybody.
I haven't seen one of his videos in a minute. I gotta see like one of those compilations of him just like yelling at people.
It's funny because I came across a video the other day speaking Gordon Ramsay of it's the 80s and he is working under a chef. Like he's a young whippersnapper out there in the cuisine world, and he's the one getting yelled at.
Shootout.
And it's like yes,
it was his early days. I forgot the chef's name, but he's another famous chef, and then he was known for just reaming into people like for the smallest things, and it was just like I'm sorry I use times.
When so here we are. It's a nice it's such a these days like today is really good because we get to talk about the team after a win. Like after the wins is like, oh yes, like yippee, like
take the bruises and stuff that you get, you take them in stride, because at the end of the day,
it's a better word.
You at home and fuck it. It's with a smile on your face. You didn't have to do a 5-hour drive in this cold
Imagine coming back
Soft as fuck.
New England, coming back from New England after losing. That's one of the worst drives there is because it never ends.
I think it's the worst drive. The one
Yeah.
they had to do because they have to go back to New England. We at least get to come back to the New York, you know.
Yeah, we get to go home to our beds promptly.
We get to go to an actual city.
Yeah.
They get to go
Speaking
to
of which, we almost walked into some Bronx shit last night.
yo.
Post game. Speaking of being washed, right? So at the end of the game, I go and bust my ass, right? Everybody out there, and all of a sudden, I'm not gonna name names, but fuck you, one of the members of City Boys. All I hear, I bust my ass going down the bleachers, and all I hear is from the distance, "Damn, Unc!" I was like, "Damn,
yeah, they hit you with the Unc."
Hit me in my feelings real quick. I was like, God damn, dog.
You know how it all started, bro. You know how that all started.
Why you doing me like that? You know what I mean?
That's shiesty, bro. That shiesty put you in the.
I was like, damn. You know what? I got up, just dusted it off. I was like, I eat those. You know what I mean? I was crying some post game. Me and Yousef walking. I was like, we were looking for somebody to eat. And I was like, Yousef, before we get something to eat, let's stop by this little bodega next to the dollar pizza spot or whatever. Let me get myself some Advil. You know
you're struggling.
Because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be sore in about 7 minutes. So let me be ready after I eat, pop the little Advil, you know what I mean? Yo, first, fuck you. You know what I mean? You know what? Fuck that. Chris. Fuck you, Chris. You know what? Chris, I heard you. All right. So we walk into the store. There were signs. We should have paid attention to the signs first.
Yeah.
First off, the sign on the door said to push when there was a pull. That was sign number one.
That was already you fucking with us. Like you don't even want me to go in.
We opened the door, and the dude who winds up walking out was in the store lighting a cigarette.
Yeah.
Sign
as in front of like it was
like he's like, oh, and he's like, pardon, fellas, you know, like being all nice, holding the door for us. We hold the door for each other in a way. He gets out, we go in, but he full on lit a cigarette inside the store. And there's a line. It's a 3-person line. We're the 4th person on the line. And as I'm getting ready to like take out my wallet, I hear who the fuck you think you're talking to like that? And me and Yousef, the eye contact, no words spoken. Eye contact to the turnaround 180.
Yo, immediately
right out. Because by the time we hit the door, we were talk about you, shit. I was like, oh my God. I don't want to be in a World Star video right now.
It's like if a World Star video had a pre-production meeting. Yeah, that moment was the pre-production meeting of all World Star videos. That shit was all the smell that it had, the aura inside just felt like
weed and incense.
Yeah, it just felt very like
bum because the dude that was talking to the dude that was spoken to, like who you talking to, who you think you're talking to like that, was aimed at someone who looked like he didn't have nowhere to be. You know?
So I just say he had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I was hungry. You know what I mean?
And we all had something to see.
So we were trying to eat. We had goals in mind for the evening.
Yeah.
I want some aspirin.
We wanted to cure the pain, not cause any.
Yeah. So that was some real Bronx shit. Welcome to New York, fellas. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody who hasn't experienced something in New York like that, there's a story.
There's one of those, man. Bro, every day you gotta, you take it all in, given that we're on a countdown to not playing there again. But
speaking of being a story, there was like this German couple that we met yesterday at the bodega.
Oh yeah, let's get into some bodega vibes.
Yeah, but real quick, at the end of the night when they were leaving, I asked them, where are you guys staying at? They're like, oh, we're staying in Brooklyn. I didn't ask what neighborhood in Brooklyn, but just by saying Brooklyn, I'm like, okay, that's kind of far. And the girl goes, should I hold on to my purse real tightly on the train? And I was like, I wanted to say no because that's too obvious that you're a tourist.
Yeah,
like clutching the purse like that. But then 2, I'm like, yeah, maybe you should, because you gotta go through like the trenches of. You gotta get. gotta go through the lot. You're in the Warriors right now. You know what I mean?
For you not to know how to move, and mind you, like the 4 train, if you're taking the 4, you can't even go through the escalators. You have to go up the stairs because escalators are not working.
If they were taking the B train, forget about it.
Yeah, and the B train at that point, you're look. I live on that line. I don't even take it because it takes so long. It's a 20-minute wait on both directions, so you're just there for a while, just looking like you don't belong.
Clutching your pearls.
Yeah, just shouts to them though. They were good sports yesterday.
Oh yeah, let's get into the bodega vibe.
Bodega vibe, as always, you know.
I was genuinely concerned when I first initially arrived to the bodega because I showed up an hour later than I showed up the week before, and it was drastically emptier. And I was like, my initial was like, oh no, today's gonna suck. You know, like the whole day, what you pictured the march to be, the game atmosphere to be, all went out the window. I was like, oh, it's gonna be the opposite of that. And you know what? I was kind of wrong.
I got there around, I want to say like not like 4:15. I don't know, something around going on there. I try to aim for. I was meeting up with some friends, so they just decided to pull up to the match. So I got in there, and I'm with you. The first thoughts were because I kept looking at the screens from order. I was ordering some food, and I was just like, that looks a little like 3 o'clock vibes for the bodega, not this type of hour. And I was worried that the rain, because it got a little gray around that time. So I was worried that we weren't going to bring in a decent crowd, that the hoopla of like a home opener wasn't carrying over to this week. Like damn, I'm gonna get killed for this one, but it's just the only way I know how to describe it. Very early 2000s. Like we busted a load early on the home opener. We went early on the home opener when it went 2 in, and then now everybody's like, you know what, like I can't really do that. That was my worry going in, but yes.
My man couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, it's been a day. But yeah, that's what. But it got better. That's all. If it's one thing about bodega is you got to give it time. You can never count it out.
From one moment to the next, the script can get flipped at the bodega, which it did. Well, not all the way, because the bodega, I felt like the best moment of pregame bodega was at post March.
Oh yeah.
Post March, the bodega was jam packed.
Yeah.
Everybody went.
Everybody's got there at that point.
Whoever went back to get their last beer or two in, there was bottles flowing. I was like, okay, this is a vibe right now. The post March bodega.
So I think I want to give a shout out to Manny and the crew, because the playlist was played like the jams is jamming, bro.
They caught you. I woke up to a video.
Yeah.
I woke up to a video, texted to me, and they were like, use this for whatever. And I was like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I click it, and it's just you doing the.
Yeah, Manny sent it to me. Hilarious. Because it's like, bro, how it is.
At what moment was that?
I don't know, but that was like a couple shots in, bro. I was ready for the. I was a fan. People kept asking me like, "Oh, do you have your camera today? Like, where's the camera?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. 10th anniversary. I'm a fan today. Like, today is straight up just recognizing like March 15, 2015, bro. We went to that cold ass fucking night in the Bronx to watch these people play. We didn't even know
it was about 10 degrees warmer.
Yeah, it definitely warmer. People kept saying that, like, nah. Like, the people that weren't there on day one.
It was more comfortable, even more comfortable than last week. A lot more comfortable than last week.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, but that moment of the video, do I have the video pulled up? You have the video? I don't have the video. It's just me dancing. If y'all seen the socials, y'all seen it.
It's
but
pretty funny.
It's just,
and it was
it's just me dancing.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to share this.
Nah, it's that's all good. But it's bodega. Like, I love the bodega, bro, because of it. But it's a place like you know how some people go to bars and shit. Like I mean, we've described bodega over the years in numerous ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when we create, like we're creating our house party vibe. So the music we're gonna be playing are the same music that we're gonna be playing at house parties. It's not like music that is just like tailgate music or whatever. Like you're trying to legit start a party, and it becomes a party. People dance all the time. Your hookah's going. It's
Well,
shots happening.
I guess that's what
Like
I guess that's not the problem. I guess that's the result of the 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 fans, really, whoever it is, dictating their own terms on what the atmosphere is going to be.
yeah,
It's not like you go to a bar and there's like a DJ who is trying to read the room to figure out what to play. This is like the people in the room are the ones like, no, this is what we're playing. You know, this is
and it goes back and forth.
the angle we're going for. Yeah, because like yesterday there was, you can never say that every week it's like the same playlist. It's not.
No.
It's not. And yesterday was weird. It had like, not weird. It had like it was unique because it had like a moment of like Matt Dembo and stuff, which is kind of unique on its own. That it's like a heavy rotation of Dembo.
Yeah,
like heavy rotation. And yesterday
like
was
old school secreto, bro. Old school secreto songs being played at fucking at a soccer pregame.
Yo, what was the song they were playing earlier that I was like, yo, I remember this song.
Oh,
Sir,
coño.
I can't remember the song right now.
See, now we're blanking on the song. I know
it was a song that brought me back to a certain time period in life where I was like, oh snap, I was a bad boy during those times.
you was doing some things.
Yeah.
No, but keep up because I'm gonna look up the song because the song is pretty good.
And then there was like a moment where like the dembo kind of like, I don't want to say ended, but it transitioned to like Mana and like Spanish rock and stuff like that, which was
just like cumbia.
cool because like it's like I said, it's every week is like a different mix where we're playing, and yeah, it was really good. The atmosphere at the bodega was really good, pre-match, pre-march, and post-march. Exquisite.
The I think it's Real Guerrero. I think is, if I remember the song. Let me see if I could play it. Because I think it's this song. I think it's Real Guerrero. Hopefully we don't. I mean, not like we're monetized. So, oops.
Yeah.
Imagine one day they just be like, "Hey, you play this song, you owe us all this money."
7 cents.
Yeah. No. Is this song? Was it Real Guerrero? Real Guerrero, was it? No, it wasn't. But that song. It was one of those songs where it's just like in el barrio you played it. But it was,
yeah,
it's just cool. It's just that's that vibe.
Great atmosphere, yeah. Overall, great atmosphere at the bodega. Which, like I said, initially arriving there, I was like, I was not expecting the end result to be what it was when I first walked in, which is a great thing. Which is a great thing because then it showed that at least everybody in the bodega, for the most part, everybody in the bodega is like a supporter. Is like in the supporter section, right?
Yeah,
that's safe to say, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's something that, and it's happened before. I think, how did I describe it? It's I hope he's a supporter because he does follow us on socials. But I've seen one news media place go in.
Oh, AM New York.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where we kind of had the rule of no media in the bodega. That's not something that has to do with fans, like, you know, like Chop Cheese or us or somebody else that wanted to be there. But like traditional media, we kind of held that a little closer.
What is the only thing I can say to that positively is that I haven't seen any footage from the outside of the bodega, which is something that the people from the bodega have also.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I brought it up. Is because I didn't know what the arrangement was with that.
They've also brought it up to us, at least to me, multiple times throughout the years that we've been going there. When they've seen film crews come in, they're like, you're questioning who is that? They always say the same thing: do no filming the outside of the bodega, so no one really knows the address or the location and stuff like that. So things
if you're listening to this and this is like your first time, and maybe now you've been already to the bodega, and maybe you're like more involved at this point, and you want to like highlight certain things about that part of the match day, you have to know that when we say check in, it's not even like check in with supporters. That is, we don't own that place. We've been extended this invitation because we're part of the community, so it's their place. We got to go by their rules. They just obviously let us be us, which is why we always go there. Why we love them, and you see us always dapping them up. Like they're very much a part of us now, as we are part of them. Like I go to La Bodega on regular days, but my sister lives up the block, so it's like always respect the fact that they don't show the front ever, even if it's in like a private like Instagram video, like one of those like, oh, I'm walking in. Like wait until you're in the back, and
yes, correct.
Be gone.
Yeah. So let's get into the March because
whoa,
because the March to me, and like I said, my initial thought process when I walked into the bodega is like the so small amount of people that was in the bodega. I was already thinking about the March and how the March might not be live up to the best potential that it can be. And I was proven wrong to myself again because when we got to the March started pretty much on time, on schedule, I guess you could say. And yeah, it was a big crowd, man. It was a great, no interruptions with buses, right? I'm not confused on that, right? I'm not speaking out of
this time around, no. And I think I can't confirm nor deny what this meant. But I did hear, I want to say it was Jyoti that I heard yell out, we got 15 minutes. It might have been either Jyoti or Danny. I can't remember who it was, but it was, we got 15 minutes. And I think we timed it where, like, if one bus passes, we know when the next bus is going to go. So we're trying to, like, fit it within the buses now. I mean, that's kind of cool that if you're able to done that math.
If they're able to figure that out, yeah, if that was actually the case, good job on whoever figured that out. And that's actually if it wasn't the case, good job on whoever freaking decided to say let's start now, and just the luck of the draw worked out for everybody involved.
Take it,
because it's a lot better when there's no interference with the buses.
Yeah,
constant interference with the buses. One bus doesn't ruin the March. It actually could add an element to joy and excitement and humor.
Yeah.
But when it's bus after bus after bus, then it's just like, oh my god, we're like,
you played the left to the right crowd because you have to like either move to whatever the opposite direction you're moving.
And you can't get and it's like you just can't get a flow going. But that wasn't the case yesterday. The case yesterday was like, whoa, man, like holy smokes, it's literally holy smokes.
Literally, like
holy smokes.
We talked about this after the game, how like we kind of wanted to shine a light on Marches on this episode, because the last two, man, yesterday's and then the home match, the home opener, we know the reason why. We're not gonna say it because we're, at the end of the day, we're still supporters, so we keep that under wraps. We know the reason why it's a little bit more smoky. And we are lighting up River Avenue this year.
It is from Jenny Lando.
I messaged her. I was like, I need this video. I need that video.
Or train. I guess when she just got off the train or whatever, and all the smoke, the colors of smoke, the blue and the grays, just flowing through up top, and it's like, imagine how like the I haven't been up there in a while because I don't take the train to the stadium. Is there like someone in the booth? Is there still a booth there where someone's like answering questions?
On the 4 train?
Yeah, where they used to sell the
There's still someone there. Yeah.
Imagine that person, like I could imagine that whole like area just being a cloud of smoke, and the person in the booth like the only one breathing clean oxygen.
You see the workers all like, because
they're like looking over.
That part of the train. There's a nice. It's actually really nice aesthetically, but there's a bridge sort of that connects under the train, the uptown and downtown side. So they all just stand there taking pictures and videos. Yeah, you see them all in their orange vests, like, because they're all there, like, look like these people are crazy. Because that's wild. You see the smoke through the train. it'll be kind of cool to get the shot of a Ford train blowing right through that,
plowing through the breaking
with the
the
smoke.
through the smoke. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nah, bro, it's just been crazy. Like we have some stuff that just to show folks out there how crazy it's gotten. Like bro, like we put the kids hold the flares, bro. Like it's nuts how
This is from last week, right?
this from last week's, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then thing we got more from this week's, right? Ooh, sorry. Actually, this is again from last week's. Like, River, have you in the times that you've been here? You know, you've been here since day one, Sanchez. Have you seen the march be like quite literally this lit?
Well, the thing is that yes, the answer is yes, but it's never been like this early in the season. It's always like the derby match. It's always a home playoff match. It's always like a big match, not the second home game of the year uh against New England, you know? It's never been like that, you know?
Uh-huh.
And hopefully this continues throughout the season and it makes it be known that no matter who the opponent is, what day of the week it is, the marches are are something that you cannot miss.
Yeah. Like
You know, and that is important too because the march is part of the game day experience.
for
You
sure.
know,
I have the
and
picture that you shared. I'm just gonna share real quick. This is your photo, correct?
yes, it is shot on a iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
great photo, by the way. But
Thank you.
again, that's from this week's.
Yeah,
It,
this
it's
is
become
approaching the intersection. We're like right on the intersection there and approaching the intersection. A
L
little
six
bridge.
one, right?
Yeah, the bridge you were talking about is I'm like standing directly below the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
facing
it's
towards the stadium. Yeah, that's like just look at the amount of people that are there.
yeah.
They could have
It's
easily been they could have easily been close to what do you think? Over 500 people? Maybe more?
at the March yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Maybe
would say even on the home opener, probably easy could have been 800 in the front
yeah,
end.
like it's and we're coming from a place where there's been times where the march has been like 50 people,
Yeah.
you know. You know, so it's like this is like a great improvement and hopefully and this is something that people are into. Brings the energy up, especially when you got a game or games coming up where there isn't going to be much inside the stadium uh uh well I don't even I don't
Atmosphere.
atmosphere, yeah,
Atmosphere.
yeah,
Yeah.
inside stadium atmosphere due to like the sanctions that happened recently, which we'll get to in a second. But the march itself is really good to like build up, and as we saw yesterday, it's also a moment to practice potentially or introduce new songs. Uh,
Yeah.
and that happened yesterday at the end of the march, which was good because you know you need to bring in new songs every year, I believe,
Yeah. And
and
then
it's always harder to learn the songs in stadium. And if there isn't no other outlet to be the songs to be learned, I guess the march is the only other place.
yeah, and then there you don't have any restrictions until like you know almost like feel forced to uh change the song to the next one. You kind of want to there you can try a different rhythm, a different arrangement or a different lyric. Like it's a perfect place because everybody's still hype, but it's you're not necessarily in the pressured moment of you have to build up atmosphere. It's just you're still. It's a carnival. It's a party. Everybody's is engaging. It's fun. Like the
You want to show a little clip of that new video, the new song that they introduced
I
yesterday?
was gonna ask because like we don't know if, didn't remember where we landed on that, but this where
But it's a start. You know, the step one is introducing it. You know, there's been a lot of chatter. I'll give it a context. There's been a lot of chatter this week
yeah. So
of
you let me know if you can hear them. Okay.
yeah. There you go. So for those who know, that's obviously known for Bad Bunny fame, I guess recent times, Nueva York. And someone said it the other day, I think it might have been you, Yousef, but I know other people have said it also, that we're the only team, if we were to use that song, if that song were to be introduced into a supporter section in the stadium, we're the only team that could sing about a summertime in New York, a game in New York. And I think it was a good opportunity to introduce something like that, and hopefully it could get workshopped a little bit more, finalized. I think there was a lot of questions about the lyrics, but it's a good start, and I felt like it had a really good reception. Bad Bunny is like the biggest pop star in the world.
Bro. And you have a song that's it's the biggest album. That song itself is probably the most played dembow reggaeton song out right now. You could say. And I think the second one will probably be his own AO. Like, it's the perfect timing. And yeah, we are the only city. We're the only team, the only city that can really claim that song. Gran Combo wasn't talking about Harrison. Gran Combo was talking about being here in the Bronx, like
being recorded in Spanish Harlem.
Like, come on.
The other song with the Celia Cruz song that we sing, the
oh
damn,
La Vida es un carnaval.
Vida es un carnaval. Celia Cruz is buried in the Bronx, fellas.
Yeah.
Everybody's Celia Cruz is buried in the Bronx, right there by Moshulu Parkway, or whatever that cemetery is called, right there by Gun Hill Road. She's right there.
It's such it's a song that immediately
Isn't Hector Lavoe buried in the Bronx too?
I think Hector Lavoe was buried under coke, bro.
In the Bronx. That's hilarious.
Shouts to Hector Lavoe.
Yeah, so he just
when I got that song that left on you without. Oh man, his biopic is pretty dope with Mark Anthony.
He's in
J-Lo.
The movie you said the movie was good?
It's not, but I watched it. How many biopics of salseros are there that
I guess so, but it's like
it actually,
let's
just put it this way: Mark Anthony went method, bro.
Because Mark Anthony was method acting, heavy. To this day,
he is living that life for sure.
Though he got the big gases now, he's like,
showing up to Inter Miami matches, not wanting to be on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the march itself was great. Atmosphere was
amazing. Yeah,
was fire. The
also shouts out Code Flames. Third Rail with the Cold Flames. Shouts to y'all.
Shout out to Third Rail, Andrew Tucker at the bodega. Look at that. At the march, have Third Rail presence at the march. This is exactly what it needs, is needed. And this is great.
Also more banners. We're seeing more banners now too. Like
we're seeing so much more people, which is great in its own self. The melting pot of New York City is the melting pot of the world. It's so the marches and the representation in the marches should reflect that.
So yeah, I want to. My friends were in this week, and they were like trying to get the vibe of like, hey, how do we do here? Like, can we bring our cups? I'm like, you're drinking juice, right? All right, cool. You're drinking juice.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody saying nothing to you. So like
same way I saw that a German couple of like, if y'all gonna walk around with beers outside, make sure you got a brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag.
And the brown paper bag is
brown paper
bag. Go within the brown paper bag, but it's they do the turn the other way.
Yeah, don't.
So
like, shouts to them, yo. They were really a cool couple. They were
really cool. Michael and Marlene.
They knew Spanish.
Because the girl's from Spain. She is from Spain and lives in Germany, and the dude learned Spanish because of her and her family. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Bad.
They were. I forgot the team they support in Germany, but it's a second division team.
He apparently plays in like some 7th division. I don't know something. I don't know. He had mentioned that he like played or something.
Maybe he played, but it's like when there's like 17 divisions, anybody could play. Like
El plomero.
Yeah, exactly. So I got into it. I looked into his Instagram page, and I'll tell you off air what he does.
Okay,
What I think.
What do you think he did?
You want me to tell? You want me to say here?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's get into real quick the
a little bit more serious
I
of a
brought up sanctions. So let's just run through that real quick so people have an understanding of reasoning why does the in-stadium atmosphere was the way it was.
So,
and this is the part where you
I got it. I got you, brother. I got you.
So the third rail and the Templados released a statement a few days ago. Obviously last week they released a statement saying that there was a 9-game sanction against all supporters for drums, flares, flags, tifos, any type of props that are used in game.
Yeah,
I said
yeah, because
that's like just
come on, Sanchez. The only time flares are allowed in the stands are with MLS marketing material. Yeah, that's the only time. When they add it in post, when the fans add it in real life,
we're all going to jail.
We're all going to jail.
So, and then he had an updated statement a few days ago before the game. I think it was the day before the game, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I think Friday or Thursday. I think Friday.
Saying, so saying that the ban was reduced to just 5 games. So basically, 3 home games and 2 away games, which is a lot better than 9. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This shit feels like Third Rail had some like lawyers on retainer and said, "Yo, we don't like this deal."
You know what I mean?
Go back to the table. We don't like this.
I don't know the specifics on how and why it got brought down, but for whatever it is, it was brought down. So that means moving forward for the next 3 home games, which was yesterday in New England, the game against Minnesota at Yankee Stadium, and then the game in Citi Field against Philadelphia will be no
drums, no tifos.
Which according to them in the statement, if anybody were to step up and take personal responsibility for anything that any of the crimes or the rules that were broken, some of the it could still get reduced more.
Okay,
so it still get reduced more. So some of the things they're not complaining, but the team was getting on was obviously the Rebel match in the playoffs, the garbage being thrown onto the field.
Yeah.
I believe there was some type of form of homophobic chants at some point throughout the season last year.
I think that was the one with Lucho
Costa at Rebel Arena, home match of Rebel Arena. So things like that, obviously, I guess it has to be said. I guess, right? Like
if it's caught on a mic, and someone.
And the thing is that we're in America now, buddy. All right, some things just will never, no matter how much people may want to force the issue, some things will never be tolerated here in MLS, and that's one of them. That is one of them. Like any type of homophobic chants, even though you're not intentionally meaning it to be insulting in that way, the lost in translation moments is always going to be in effect, and it's just going to be no, and we're and I guess that's right. That's the right thing to do. I guess we're at a time and place in our lives where we shouldn't have to deal with that anymore.
It's one of those things where it's like I had to explain it yesterday to some friends because they were there for the first time and they're like, "Why there's no drums? Why is this?" And I'm like, "Look, it's tough, but there are sanctions that were kind of, some of them were just
justified.
Rightfully, they're just, and the part of being in this world, in this culture, sometimes you gotta have to just take some shit on the chin when you know you fucked up. Like, like you go into it and you go, hey, like I was wrong. You guys, it's on audio. Like it's not like you can't unhear it. It's the mics are there. Like, truth, if you don't believe it, the fans are mic'd up everywhere. It's not like you may not have a microphone on top of you, but microphones on the field are going to pick up what you hear, especially in RBA where the distance is not as far as
and the acoustics
are stadium, and the acoustics are better. So especially imagine you yelling something out. So it's just they were justly so, and I'm happy now that it's like instead of 5 home matches, it's it's 5 games, only 3 home matches and 2 away, which yeah, it sucks, but
the 2 away doesn't even hurt as much because for the most part, away teams don't even give us anything. So it's like
exactly, that's fine.
you know,
We
you're
learn
not
our
hurting,
lesson, but we
not hurting us because
yeah,
you're oh, you're not gonna let us bring in stuff you already don't let us bring in.
exactly.
Okay, I'll
No,
see you.
and
I see you. I'll see you
but
later.
we saw how drums were very so important to the atmosphere because if you are one of those casual folks that just pop in maybe like 6 matches a year, you're not picking up on songs all the time. You pick up on the rhythm, you pick up on the sound, and to you that is atmosphere, and
Mhm.
it's very important to have those in the stands. So going forward, let's just be if you're listening to this and you know what the vibes are in the stands and wherever we're at, just check each other on the few things. Literally, it's not even like it's a lot. It's a few things that we are told, hey, don't say this. And it's stuff that doesn't take away from our what our contributions are if we even stop saying it. It doesn't change any songs that we sing. It doesn't change any chants. It doesn't change any tifos. It doesn't change any of our regular like supporter stuff. So let's just not say it and avoid not having drums in the stands because we know how important they are. Not only have been in the last 10 years, but moving forward into the new stadium.
Yeah, let's just be more conscious with these things and help each other be held accountable.
Yeah.
And you know what? In that statement, it says that they're not telling on anybody. That's not the
No.
point. It's like we're
Yeah.
all adults here. How about we act like it? You know?
That's literally it. Let's just act our age.
Yeah, that's
I
all it is.
I know some of us get drunk and don't act the age. Like what happened in the stadium, people is just sometimes when we're drunk we become a different person. It's like Snickers commercials. But other than that, yeah, we'll go past this, and then once the drums come back in, you know, the party continues.
Yeah. So I yeah. So let's just move on from that because there's nothing else for
Yeah,
to do. And one thing I could say is that unfortunately, it's proven again that we're as a fan base. I'm not saying I'm not. There's no need to call out anybody individually because
no,
it's everybody as a fan base. We rely on the drums. You know, at 10 years in, there's no getting around that. All right, so it's like we are incapable of producing music atmosphere without the crutch of the drums because it is it has become a crutch in that sense of the word.
mm,
But you know what? Positive note, I've been reading a lot of stuff on the interwebs on how Section 234 was was
yeah,
was on fire yesterday. And there was a moment where I looked over and I was like, "Oh, they are literally
they're leading.
having a
They were leading. Yeah, they were like leading some other chants that was flowing over.
and a lot has to do with it. A lot less people than with that were in the supporter sections, but they have the advantage of the overhead roof where it's acoustics.
Mm-hmm.
That which is something that the
We don't
sports
have.
section have. Same thing with City Field where the drums are at, and City Field is just there's no acoustics. Doesn't help the rest of the stadium, and
Yeah, so
acoustics play a big role.
yeah, something that people kept bringing up yesterday in the stands was like um trying to like use something around them as a drum, and that's another thing that we have that is hard because we're at the bleachers. You can't really go and like you get off from the bleacher, hunch over, and start hitting the bleacher with your hand as a drum. That's gonna hurt like crazy because it's metal and you're not gonna
Mhm.
hear it. The way when we do have a seat like at City Field, sometimes it's easy just to tap the back of the seat, or at Rebel Arena we use the seat as a drum. Like
And aluminum flooring in Rebel Arena helps a lot
exactly
too.
helps a lot because you can stomp here. Even stomping on the bench doesn't really help.
Being
Like
on the bench does not do any does make no
we're on
noise,
concrete. Yeah, we're on
but hurt your feet.
OD because my
Yeah.
feet right now are killing me. But like you're on concrete, so it absorbs all of that. So there's a lot of stuff going against us in the stands at Yankee Stadium where we need the drum. So let's just be cognizant and
Yeah. Well, worst case scenario, like I said, in a few more home games, we'll have them back and we'll take it from there. But let's get into let's take a little break real quick, and we'll come back with the game.
Bam, bam.
Today's episode is sponsored by Tri-State Marine Movers. Are you planning a move and seeking a reliable, veteran-owned company to handle your belongings with care? Well, look no further than Tri-State Marine Movers. Founded by a Marine veteran and also an NYCFC supporter, Chris and his platoon bring the discipline, commitment, and strength of the Corps to every job. Whether you're relocating your home or office, need packing and storage solutions, junk removal, or even power washing and Mother Nature cleanups, they got you covered. Serving the tri-state area with pride and professionalism, they ensure a seamless and stress-free moving experience. Listen, I used these guys myself, and they moved everything in a timely fashion, and nothing was broken. That was the best part. So trust the strength of the Marines for your next move. All their info is found on their Instagram, which is at TMM_914. Also, tell them Boop sent you. She got you covered. Tri-State Marine Movers.
All right. So there was a game being played 10 years in the making again. We're running it back 10 years ago on a cold, chilly March evening. We played New England on March 15th, 2015 with a 2-0 victory. And with MLS and the Illuminati gods decided to do it all over again. March 15th, 2025 in a slightly warmer atmosphere.
A little more damp.
Yeah, damp. We played them again, New England, and they sucked back then, and they suck now still.
They are one of the worst teams that this league is seeing right now. It's crazy how this league works. We mentioned it last week. They literally were the points record holders for a year,
4 years
and then they just tank. Only one player still left from that 2015 roster, Farrell, who everybody hates because
Carlos Hill. He was there
for 2015. Carlos Hill.
Oh, for 2015. Sorry, from 2015. No.
Yeah, 2015. Sorry, not the record. Not the points.
And then the year before 2015, they were in the MLS Cup. Remember that?
That was the famous Jermaine Jones getting kicked out.
Against the Galaxy.
That was their.
Look at that. The Galaxy won it, and then the Galaxy won it last year. Look at that.
It was
who wins it this year then? Who won it our first year in the league?
That was in 2015. Who won 2015?
Portland?
I believe that could have been Portland.
Or Seattle?
Now you got me.
2015 MLS Cup. Who won that? That's a good question. That's a good.
Because once we couldn't make it, I stopped looking. Yeah, it was Portland.
Portland. Yeah.
Yeah, they played out. That's when they went. They played the Crew.
They played the Crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, just because it's really the official 10 years, just give me one thing that you remember fondly that it's like if you were there, you're there kind of that day of March 15, 2015. Like, what's something from that day that you're like, oh, this would be like a fun thing?
Well, I tweeted about it earlier, bringing it back to the March. The March in 2015 took a wild detour.
That would be the first March, technically, right?
First March ever. People had no idea what the fuck we were doing. I remember being in the March and being like, why did we just turn here? And this is where we're going? Yo, we started out around stands.
Okay.
Right? And then we made a left into the park.
I saw that.
Went around the ball fields to come back to cross the street onto Babe Ruth Plaza to make a right to go to. I was like, bro, what the? We were in the park marching, going bananas, and I'm like, there's nobody here watching us. Like, we were so deep into the park. That park is, you go on the other side of the ball fields or whatever. I'm like, what are we doing here? It was almost faster to turn back around than to keep going forward. It was like, what are we doing here? Luckily, For me, I had nothing to do with that. I was in the back, just following along and being like, "Holy shit!"
Because that would make it some of the longest marching. Because you go around Beirut, you get to Beirut Plaza, which is, for those that don't know where it's at, it's kind of in between. If River Avenue, what would be technically Jerome, but it's the other corner of the like big shot of the new building. But the gate for the supporters on the complete other side. So you guys would have to done the wazy like.
And I feel like the population of the march from when it started to when it ended, it was drastically lower at the end.
So I think like people were like, "Fuck this."
People were like, "Yo, fuck this. We're just gonna cut across the fields." I don't know what we were thinking.
I heard a buffalo. Just
I don't even know who to point the finger at to be like they're the ones who made this decision. I don't know. At this point. I don't know. So that's one of the few things that if you were in that march, you might be entitled to some compensation right now. because we took, like, I'm so tired thinking about that.
That's
like,
crazy.
That's one of the things that I would think about. And then everybody went inside the stadium. And then you realize there's like an hour and a half to kick off.
It is cold. You're like,
Nick, and
it was
nowhere to where. I remember getting to the front of the section, being like the first one in the section. I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I gonna do?
Where's that famous Yankee Stadium brown water?
I was like, what am I gonna do now? And I remember hiding in the bathroom.
Oh, I could imagine.
Before the game because it was nippy for a bit.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember being nippy. So
it was cold. It was cold.
I remember that's one of the things that stick out to me. That the major difference is how much better and more organized and more atmospheric the marches have gone in 10 years.
Yeah,
because that first one, I honestly think after that first one, people were like, you know what, we're good on marching. Maybe we don't need a march. It's not for us.
That delayed it a couple years.
Yeah, because it was like at least a full year almost, you know? Yeah. At least a full year. There was, I don't think there was many marches after that one in 2015. I'll tell you,
it took 2016, but 2015 now. You had what ended up happening was a lot of the freaking, was that the marching band that used to do for all the teams, if they gave them City Beats, they would have the City Beats celebration at the little triangle by the 4 train where people
they would be there. They would be playing like fucking Pitbull and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So people would just do that in the beginning and forget that there's a march, and they're like, or that there was one, and they said, like, you know what?
Yeah, they forgot. There was no march. It was like, nah, there's no point to walking that. And then the argument, I remember clearly, the argument was, where else could we march from? They were like, the argument was marching from stands 1 block is pointless. And look at it now.
Yeah,
look at it now. It's literally that. It's literally what people wanted to do from the beginning.
It's a signal.
That was argued against.
Like, hey, this is the start.
Yes. It started at a stands, but people just made a left turn into the park instead of going down river.
They got the Apple Maps instead of Google. Nah, but just to get it back into the game, and we go from here. There was one thing back in the day that was very annoying in game, was that they did bring City Beats across the field from the supporters to create an atmosphere on that side. And I remember that was a big point of contention early on, was like, y'all need to shut up because you're going over the songs over here, playing, like you said, Pitbull, and then you're trying to get supporters to sing.
People from the Jets flight crew.
Yeah, that's the same ones, yeah.
That year or the year before, I think it was, introduced a band that would be in stadium also, and it was the same people.
It's the same group. It was the
same people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? It didn't work for the Jets, and it didn't work here either. You know, unfortunately, they're probably working on our Target now or something.
Yeah. They're doing store openings.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Sanchez, let's get into this lineup. And I got you real quick with a nice little this week's provided by Bob Mob.
All right, real quick. We have Matt Freeze in goal. We got 4 in the back. We got Cavallo starting at left back. Martins, Hack, and the lineage. Johnny Shore, Kean Parks. We got Hannes Wolf, Maxi Morales, and Julian Fernandez, and Alonso Martinez up top. Initial thoughts on this lineup, Yousef?
My brother in Christ. I think the Nico, I didn't know what they were gonna do with that position because of obviously Otubi now. Doesn't surprise me, but also it got me worried just because seeing Nico there, I was just like, okay. And then but I really wasn't surprised. It just felt like another continuity of last week, really. It's early on. That's really how I felt about it. It wasn't too worried. It was just more of that.
So Nico Cavallo, like the question last week was like, who starts for Kevin O'Toole?
Yeah.
And we kind of rightfully assumed that it would be Nico Cavallo since we already saw him come into the game before, into a game prior to this. So we automatically assumed. Justin Hack for Burke Risa is a little not surprising, but it's a talking point in the sense of like, hey, did Justin Hack Wally Pip Burke Risa? And like we said it last week, I'll say it again. I still think Justin Hack is probably one of the best center backs we have on our team. And he's not even a true center back.
Yeah.
Which speaks volumes for his overall talent and
I think
willingness to adapt positions. So that's one thing. And we obviously know Tavon Grace was out injured. So but besides that, Ojeda not starting. Did Hannes Wolf Wally Pip Ojeda, because Ojeda had to start last week, but then he came late and he got last minute replaced. So in Hannes Wolf, I had a moment in this game too. Had a good moment.
You got moments here. It's a lineup that feels like very like Pascal probably still trying to figure out who's he gonna ride with for an extended period of time. Like he had to make enough changes this week given injuries and cards that he's just like, this can't be what I would think a regular 11 would be.
Yeah.
So why not let's try something. But I think what ended up happening was though I feel like we started off on the wrong foot. Like we were letting New England look like a natural team early on. Like we look a little lost there. And this was even the players at the end of the match were in the media pit were saying like early on they just looked like they weren't cohesive and letting New England get way too into the match early on. Like I think we spent like a good chunk of that first half trying to just find our footing, to say the least, if that makes any sense.
Well, we said it last week how shame on us if New England scores on us, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I was saying that pregame to a lot of people. So I'm like, there's no way this team is so bad that they should not be able to score on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I feel more confident in our defense than I do their offense.
Yeah.
With the injuries they had to Campana, it makes you automatically think like, how can they score?
Yeah.
And we come to find out the only way they can score is if we score for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course. And Thiago Martins had a hell of a auto golazo.
Yeah, and it's crazy because before that, like, it wasn't like we weren't getting chances. Like, maybe early on we had that crazy header from Keaton that forced them to have a save, and then Martinez kind of he got in front of it, but just put it away. We were getting there, and then this happens, and you feel like, fuck, like we're letting them in, and now we just let them. We scored for them.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
like what? Like we were gonna spiral. Did you feel like that? Not again moment when that happened.
I was concerned that
because he broke a record, by the way.
Well, yeah, for us, he has
For us, yes.
goals in NYCFC history.
Most own goals.
Own goals, yeah.
Yeah.
I was concerned only if New England was going to hunker down.
Oh, gotcha. Like, just play it down.
If they were going to park the bus deep, were we going to be able to break through that? That was like my little concern. I was like, do we have it in us to break through a tight defense like that? That's just put everybody behind the goal, in front of the goal,
and are not afraid of getting physical.
Yes, that's the only thing I was concerned about. But our goal came off a counter.
But can I back to that moment though with the own goal? This is where Nico goes down on a non-contact injury.
Yes.
So it kind of puts us in a bind now where and then goes back to your conversation about with Hack and Risa. So Nico goes down non-contact injury, which also always sucks because it's like that's your own body breaking down and saying, "Hey, I can't go anymore." So Burke Risa comes in for him at left back, which some people out there, especially in the NYCFC pod world, love the idea of maybe him playing that position.
I thought it was going to be Justin Hack moving over. When I saw Burke Risa coming in, I thought Justin Hack's going to move over because Justin Hack has played everywhere in the fucking defense, defensively, and Burke Risa will slot into his natural position with
Martins.
And no, that was not the case, which was a little telling to see what's actually going on here.
And it's crazy because it's like, you see it, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't too highly upset at the shift that he put in as left back. Like, but as Burke Risa, like it didn't create the deficiencies. It didn't create like a gap that New England could exploit. It was just he did a job. You can clearly tell, like, even if he may not have played there for a while, somewhere where he may be comfortable playing down the line. And because right now it sucks if Nico's injured, we go back to not having a sub for left back because O'Toole's it. And so if he can solid in that role, and I guess with Shore just becoming who he's becoming, Hackton slots back in and center back full time.
Yeah, I think Justin Hack is is almost, no matter what happens, is gonna be the lockdown center back. I think he's moving forward. I think it's almost his spot to lose right now, and he showed yesterday that he is highly capable of playing that position.
Yeah, like it's just worrying that with the roster we have, like we might, I don't want to say we're like in Dallas Mavs territory where we don't have any subs, but that left back position is becoming very thin in the herd, and I don't think Risa signed up to be that. So that could be a point of hopefully it's not a point of contention with like being happy with here, because if he tries to leave in the summer, that adds another hole that we need to slide in. It's just I'm thinking big picture long term there, but it's just it feels like we're right now putting a lot of band-aids on places where we need permanent fixes.
Yeah, and that's also this is something that I don't think we'll find an answer for, solutions for it until the summer.
Yeah,
I think this is just something we're gonna have to deal with, the thin cast. We also signed a player on a temporary call up from NYCFC 2 who didn't play, but things like that I think will be more common moving forward, especially with injuries. Especially, let's say Cavallo is hurt and will miss the next game. I think next week's lineup will be kind of interesting as well, and seeing who's on the bench, especially if none of the players who were out are able to come back.
And I don't know if we're gonna get anybody called up to anything like senior wise, but call ups coming up soon. So you know how MLS work. We play through.
I think only Romero is the only one called up for now.
Oh, so we might see Rondo if we play through the break, just as the role.
Also, I'd imagine if Costa Rica's playing, that Alonso Martinez gets called up. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that he does not get called up. I also wouldn't be surprised if since he's been a regular, if the Algeria under 23 team or whatever it is calls up Barkera because he's been a regular on that line, on that roster too. Same thing with Mitchell Lineage. He's been a regular on the under 20s, under 23 teams, whatever team that is.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're making me even more concerned for next week, for the next couple weeks.
Also, Tavon, if he's good, he gets a call up for Jamaica now.
He could potentially be out for Jamaica. I don't think he goes to Jamaica if he's
in the current situation, yes. Yeah. In perfect world, yes, he gets called up even on the bench. So like, it's like, again, one of those good problems to have, because you know that you have world talent on your squad, but you have to plan for it. And right now, we don't have the squad that we can afford to let go of people.
To let go of anybody. Yeah. And that's certainly going into next week, a tough opponent. We'll get into that in a bit, but
but you were going into our first goal.
I said it last week. I said last week. Put it in the pictures. Get the paper hot off the press. Pascal Jansen, Coach of the Year. Because I said if somehow Junior Fernandez manages to score a goal with his right foot, miracles, anything's possible.
Miracle, nice. All right, let's just share real quick the goal that was.
Okay. Hit it.
All right, let it loop.
So we got it's off a counterattack fast break. Hannes Wolf had a key pass in this too.
Oof.
And Julian Fernandez with the right foot. You know what? There was no power on that ball.
It was just finesse. It was all finesse.
The ball was just put in the place where the keeper cannot do anything about it. And that's all we got to say about that. All right. In that sense, there was no There was zero.
And I think the reason why there was no oomph on it was it's a right foot miracle. He hit that with his right foot.
Yeah.
Great.
That is a modern day miracle.
For us in New York City FC, that is a miracle. To see Julian not even like attempt to do something else with like just a one time right footed. All right, like he must be being told like, hey, develop that game. Dude, I wanted to ask you this, because this is a question with this goal. Because I want to get your take, because you're way more of the analytical side of the game than me. Hey, I see it sometimes, but you know. So like you said, it starts from the counter. Great. Keaton was on it with defense, so it bounces off of Keaton. Hack gets it. The touch of touches that Wolf has to bring it down, amazing, really nice. Then Wolf brings it up, passes to Julian. Wolf in this game showed me that we kind of want to see him more in the midfield than in the middle than on the wing, because one of our gripes with Wolf has been, your one-on-ones have been a little iffy. Your crossing has been but the moment you get into your link-up plays, and like that pass was perfect. Perfect pass.
Well, we saw it in the preseason.
You see it we saw it a couple times too in the night, that he seems very comfortable there, able to distribute the ball. I think
we saw it in the preseason that he did play a fair amount of moments in the middle of the field, directly leading the attack through the middle. This is something they have to find a solution, because Maxi Morales cannot play 90 minutes for the next 31 games. It's like it's not doable for his age. He's like, man's like 38 years old or whatever. Like, and there's no way he lasts doing this. So we have to find a different solution. If we're not going to sign nobody, maybe we try Hannes Wolf up the middle too.
That's where my head was at when I saw it, like watching the match. It was just like the commentators, they weren't even saying it, how during Leagues Cup match when they were playing I forgot what team was it we were playing there, as I mentioned. They're trying to do the scouting report, and when they were asking reporters like of MLS, like, what do you think about NYCFC? Like, they're like, they weren't even worried about it. Like, oh, Maxi, his age, they weren't even trying to. They're like, oh, he's old, don't even think about it. But because he plays so well and his talent is what it is, he gets away with it. But we can't keep going this route. Like it's not the type of game that I think Pascal even wants to have. Like he wants to have games where you're hustling 90 minutes. Can he do that 90 minutes?
Yeah. And that's a question we have. I saw a tweet today. I wish I knew who it was from. Darn. Where it's like, I forgot who it was. They said, should NYCFC throw the book on and try to get a trade for Carlos Gil from New England?
Oh yes, I saw that. I think Corey.
Yes.
I think that was his tweet. And I think Blue City might have responded saying that might be something because throughout the game you kind of saw Carlos Gil gonna be very, he's one of the more very frustrated. He's also one of the more vocal players in New England. Granted, yeah, he's a DP and he has the status, but he is very vocal when things are wrong. Like when Bruce Arena was there, I think him and Bruce kind of went at it in the shouting match for a little bit. So there are a little bit of like non-playing stuff reasons why I may not want him, but I could see that again. But if doesn't that feel like a band-aid though? Like I understand it.
It's not a band-aid of you sign him long term. If you sign him long term, he becomes the future of this team at that position.
Cause like I'm trying to see how old he is.
I don't even think he's 30, bro.
Carlos Gil?
Yeah.
He's 32.
So he's still 3 years at top level. 3 years.
Yeah. For MLS, yes. For MLS, he's definitely signable. I would use. We're flush with freaking GAM. Apparently, we're the richest team when it comes to GAM. We have it. I'll throw GAM at him.
Bam, gam.
I'll throw GAM at him. Why not? He's not. I wouldn't say he's. Is he? You think he would be hated by the fan base? He's not like a pharaoh. I wouldn't call him a pharaoh because he hasn't been menacing.
No, I think it. No, I don't think he's a people. I think the fans will be able to appreciate him and receive him well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. But I did want to ask you that because I was like, especially with that counterplay, Wolf just looked very comfortable. He looked like he can play that that cam 10 role, and just we can leave Maxi to be the teacher off the bench spark that he can be. Because I can see the vision of he's on the bench coming in at like your 65th, 70th minute, giving you solid 20, 25 of just vintage Maxi, and having tired midfielders not know what to do with that. And if Wolf can slot in and we don't have to spend money and wait till a big signing come in maybe a year or two, I don't know. Again, I'm talking out my ass, but it's also like I feel like past week, in order to get a good winger, because Malachi, once he comes back, I feel like if he's at speed, he will compete for those roles again.
Once Malachi comes back, it's gonna put an interesting bringing a new dynamic to the team.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure, like in my head, like now I'm trying to figure out like where could we see these players in the future when the wingers now become a place of like, hey, there's competition here, but you're also you have to play because you're also some of the nicer players of the team. Like Wolf, for all his quote unquote miscues that we've been seeing the kind of like second half of last year and some of this year already, he's still one of the better players we have. So you have to play him.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah, I guess you say that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then going into the second goal in the second half, boy, oh boy, my man Alonso Martinez is on fire right now.
Chill.
Man is on fire. Yo, he is crushing it right now. 3 goals. Was it 3 goals in
4 matches?
4 matches? Come on, Papi. This is first off. Show the people's the goal, because this goal is theater. It is.
It's quite literally.
Some people are like, yo, instant flashbacks to David Villa having a similar goal back in the day. There we go. Let's run that back. Look at that. Ian Park, not a great shot. Good save from the keeper.
Yeah.
Off the volley, a side scissor kick.
And it's
so much power. That ball would have went on target.
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
From like 30 yards away. That ball has so much pace on it coming off.
Bro.
He rocked that ball crazy.
It's his confidence. It's the confidence of like, I'm gonna try this Chilena real quick.
Just
cause. And you're not gonna be able to save it because I could do that. Oh man, it's such a beautiful moment. But I love the whole build up to technically it's a scurry of the goal, but I love the fact that it technically came from a set piece that got rebound that we caught a rebound on because we got a little muddy out there. But the fact that we were still able to get back into it and find that Keaton had he shut me up from last week because Keaton had a great match. I think he was FootMob's man of the match. But
who was it last week?
For FootMob or like the team? The team gave it to, I want to say,
Kia Parks got it on FootMob.
Yeah, Keaton Parks had it on FootMob, but I think it might have been also Keaton on the page. Don't say. We're gonna look that up real quick, actually.
I'm gonna look it up real quick because that's what we do here. We try to speak factuals here, and the team gave it to Alonso Martinez.
Look at that. Yeah, because on the broadcast also as well, which I get why, because you got to get this fucking golazo.
The goal has been making the rounds.
Yeah, Bleacher Report, ESPN,
Golazo, que golazo,
all the shebangs. Marketing team is going in right now. Marketing team is
Alexi Lala's reached the goal.
Yeah, you MAGA fuck.
Yeah.
That dude's so MAGA, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the point is that it's going around, and it's been people are talking about the team, which is always a good thing because we always feel like we don't get spoken to about enough
in the media,
major media, especially our team compared to others, and
it's one of those. Yeah, like I have a graph. Funny enough, like prepping for the episode, you know, we like to use ESPN FC's lineup page because they actually keep a real one. And then part of me was like, let me read what ESPN has on the game. And it's just the Associated Press wire that they use. And the AP reports it as matter of facts. There's no opinions on the match. It's just, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens, and then this has happened. That's it. But you know what? For this goal, I saw online on Twitter that people were being reminiscent of Villa's Chilena.
Yeah, I said
that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was just like that photo came up. I remember that photo. I remember I posted that. Somebody was like, "You took that?" I was like, "Hell no!" I was like, "This photo is crazy." But I think at that point, the announcers had said before that the crowd was kind of like going in and out a little bit, just because, you know, it was a kind of day. And when that happened, before the corner, for some reason the crowd felt like something was about to happen, and you see the gasp on Keaton's shot. You see that moment, and then it explodes when he scores. It just I love when Yankee Stadium gets loud for goals. The broadcast, it doesn't get beat. It's just, it's a weird, like, it hits the air and it gets trapped.
I said it during the game where even though there was like no major atmosphere coming from the supporter section and the drums and stuff like that, the entirety of the stadium was 100% paying attention and into the match, into the nuances. When we would win a corner kick, the crowd would be erupting because we got a corner kick.
Big boos on their corner kicks.
Big boos, like the whole crowd was into the match, and that is I felt like that was important that is important as a fan base, as a coach, that everybody's not just there for the theater of the game. They're there for the actual match.
What was it? You said well, we said a record, like a record. Recorded attendance for this one was 18,000.
Yeah, 18,000 and change.
Yeah, cold rainy night. But no, man, Alonso, he's a special player. I think we signed him for an extension, so he's here. Um, he's gonna have to be
18,892. I would put it at like there was like 13 in stadium.
like not too honestly, and it sounded not bad. It is
not good, yeah.
So Alonso, he's gonna be the Tati, bro. He's gonna be a little slightly older, but I feel like we're gonna give him the Tati treatment. And if he keeps performing this way, why not? Yo, 3 goals in 4 matches. He's on pace. I don't know whatever. I need some analytical data person to give me what the he's.
Man's on pace for like something goals.
Easy. You have to think about it. Easy 20 goals, and that's what we were asking.
He's on pace for that 7, Poppy, like 28.
That's
goals at this rate.
If he's on it, he's on it.
You know what? I can't compare him to Tati on one small thing. His personality is very close. He has no charisma. He has no swag about him. He's all business class, which is great. You know, like you also need those type of personalities also where they're like, nah, I'm here to do my fucking job and I'm gonna be the best at my job.
But it's like it's a little like you would think, you know, we obviously Latinos, we get the
he needs a bio
rep. We need the rep. We get the rep of like suave, everything, you know, like because even like Matarita when he was here, but Matarita was very much part of the Papi crew, you know, like
we need the front office. We know you're listening. We know it. No names, but we might need a little
like a piece, like a
little piece, a little. Give me 7 minutes.
Yeah. Ooh, if you get
a little 5 up.
Yeah, if he gets called up, bro.
Send somebody with him. Give him like that treatment that how Matarita had. You know, like how Tati has. Like give us a bio on this guy. Let us know where he's from. Let us show us more. Teach us more about him because there's nothing about him. His social media is.
He's very. He's like you said. He's very like I'm here to do
my job.
Business. Like what was it? They were asking you know, they do the social media posts where they go back like a board, a question, and then they get the answer the question into the camera.
Yeah.
I think it was like, what's your favorite place in New York? And he was like, home.
Yes.
Like is the type of guy that he is.
So that's like, but let's say if that's who he really is.
Yeah.
Bring us into his home. Like I know it's probably private, probably not want to, but bring us into his world. Like there was players in the past who were just like that. Also, Alexander Cayens was like that. But you know what he was? He loved doing. He loved playing video games. There's NYCFC fans to this day who talk about they get on and start playing. I forgot. I think it was like Call of Duty or something with Cayens.
Yeah, you know, like Cayens was heavy on the video game and anime that whole life.
Yeah, so like bring us into his world. Let us know more about him so as a fan base, we could fall in love with the person who Alonso Martinez is, and not just the player Alonso Martinez is. Because I think that's a major thing for fans to really embrace a person. They got to get to know the person. And we don't know nothing about this guy.
I'm with you and this is a conversation and that we kind of were all having in the stands after the game or kind of like at the end of it where, you know, we will love like more like player chance, right? We're talking about player chance at a point. And this is FO again, because listen, people want to join people all the time. You want to be you want to be around people that you like. If you let us into their world just a slight bit, just let us know who they are. We can create songs that they know that we know they like this type of music. I bet we're gonna make a player song that he likes this type of music. We're gonna make a song like that. Or when we do those tifos, like for instance, like Cayens, like you brought up, everybody realized, Cayens doesn't like really Iron Man like that. It's just a nickname that stuck. His stuff is really DBZ. So when the tifo came out, you saw his face. And what happens? And those players want to stay here a little longer. You know, they're not always jumping at the gun.
They also fall in love more with the club. They fall in love with the fans.
The fans.
Fall in love with everything that has to do with the institution that is City FC. And vice versa. The fan, like I think Alonso Martinez has the potential to be the face, like the actual like face of this team, but we just need to get more out of him. Like,
out of him.
And it's maybe the front office responsibility, the social media department. Like, get us some pieces on him. Let us know a little bit about him. Where is he from in Costa Rica? How was his upbringing? What does he like to do in his personal time? Let us know. Help us understand him more as a person, so we could connect and relate to him, because his story is probably similar to a lot of people's stories here. Yeah. So it's like let's help us embrace him more. Yeah. See this guy right here? See this guy right here? Tati Castellanos, the jersey hanging above my head. You know, that's the Golden Boot jersey right there. You know, this guy was loved here. Yeah. Because we got to see his personality, his charisma, his natural charisma, his natural. And Alonso Martinez might not be that person, very charismatic, but there's other ways that we could fall in love with him as a human being.
Yeah, because right now we were definitely falling in love with him as a player, and he every week he shows it. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't know how we didn't play him earlier on. Just watching him week in, week out now. Like, he took us out the mud with this one. We were in line for a 1-1 on our own doing, because obviously we scored everything. And he took us out the mud there because, again, we weren't scoring. Like, the XG, we have more. We gave up on stat lines. Like, just a quick glance, like, we gave up a lot of stat lines, bro. They have more possession, like 44%. Like, that's not who we play. We want the ball, and for us to still not even get, like, we've got one expected goal. Not to get too crazy onto those lines, but this wasn't our best game, and he gave us 3 points again, crucial. We have to get 3 points at home, because we're not going to be playing a lot of home games in the second part of the season. And you know how that goes in this league. They're barely, if we squeeze one out of there, you'll be good. We already lost one on the road. So I'm Alonso. I want to see a lot of his personality, but man, I am loving how he is on the field cooking, bro. He has the confidence of a lifetime for us right now.
The kitchen. Are we cooking as a team? As a team now.
As a team. No. I'm not saying no. I'm gonna say no. And the reason why I say no is because we still, you can clearly tell that there's stuff that needs to be figuring out. New England is not a team that we should have had to take 30 minutes to figure out. We shouldn't New England is not is right now, literally, their coach isn't, the whole team is in shambles. They're visibly not linked, like, not cohesive. We should have been able to play through this team at home. Like you said, our home is always a fortress. Like, we hold it down here. It was looking a little too close there for comfort. And I'm just, right now, I'm giving the grace of new manager, new tactics, still figuring it out. But we're riding on almost on talent alone, but also just preparation, because I think Pascal is a short sample size, but man, I think I was telling Dan yesterday, the moment he gets the players, I think that he definitely wants or has a hand on, then we're gonna cook. I feel like that's when we're gonna cook. Right now, he's trying to cook with ingredients he didn't purchase. He's trying to cook with stuff that was given to him. Once he has more of a say, and he said it, he's on the conversations with David Lee all the time. That's where we're going to start seeing more and more what the form of this team would be.
See, I have a different take.
That's good.
I think we are cooking something. We are in the process of prepping. You know what I mean? Like, we are building a system, a continuity of a system right now, and maybe we are missing a piece or two, but I think as a team, as a whole, we are becoming a team that will be difficult to beat. You know, eventually. We might not be to beat. We might not be able to score as much as we would like for now, but I also don't think we're gonna be a team to be. We have to tidy up a few things, especially with the last night was kind of stressful. The last 10 minutes of the game, like we should be able to get to a point where that's not a factor. Where we should be able to close out games better. I feel like we should have been able to get a third goal yesterday, just to seal the deal.
Yeah,
and
the chances were there. Ojeda, oh man, Wolf was involved in a lot of the goals. Wolf, he fucked up a great Wolf pass that would have not a Wolf, a Keaton pass that little like at the edge of the to the near post that if he just slots in, that's a third goal. Really well, but yeah, we don't. Would you not say that that's kind of been our MO though? Even before Pascal, we can't finish matches. Like last year, that was a big problem.
Yes, it's still a little continuation because especially since it's similar, this is basically the same roster.
Yeah, so
not basically, it is the same roster.
It is.
Are you players we've added? We're academy players, so it's and draft players.
Are you hinting that maybe there's a defensive shakeup? Yo, we ended last night. Or Saturday night. We ended with almost the entire back line being center backs.
Yeah, because Stanislevich came in. Yeah, Justin Hack, Burke Risa, and okay, because we were securing the win. He went on the defensive route to secure the win, being that we couldn't get their goal prior to that. Maxi Morales had a pretty good opportunity that he shanked it a little bit to the left. There was two moments like that where the ball was shanked slightly to the left. If one of those goes in, we're having a different attitude on this game.
Yeah, even early on, Elenic has his header that just squabbles, just mishits it horribly. It's just I don't want to sound like last year's our broken record last year of we shut down at the end and also miss opportunities because with Pascal, I'm just giving him. I'm hoping that he can fix that because we don't have enough of a sample size of like anything really like let's necessarily tackle. I keep saying the Band-Aid method right now for him. Something that I noticed also on Saturday, I for some reason think we play better on a wider pitch with his system, and the short and tight pitch might actually be fucking us up now with his tactics because the way it looked like that press going forward, you're bringing everybody in. So now you're just kind of on top of each other when you're playing at Yankee Stadium or maybe Citi Field. Just because the way I saw us play in LA, in Miami, like you saw how it looked. Like it looked expansive. It looked really nice. So I'm gonna focus on that a little in the next couple home matches to see if it's like something that maybe I would read too much into it or something that could be it.
Well, the next away match, let's get into that, is at Columbus, which is a bigger field.
Yeah.
So let's see how it goes, especially like the beginning of the game. How wide we play, how can we use the space into our advantages, especially when it's still 0-0. To see what are we really trying to do with the wider field. The wider field thing has been is a trend with us since before, because even Vieira mentioned it, that he would prefer a wider field. Dome probably would have preferred a wider field, but it also helps us a little bit be more compact and more direct up the middle. And when we have players like Maxi Morales, I think that is something important right now. It's less space to ground to cover. You got Matt Freese throwing the ball like 70 yards down the field, which is
crazy.
Nuts. Yeah,
crazy. He did I forgot if it was a pass or a kick over, and I think the team might have even posted it.
Yeah, it was a throw.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like it's just it's nuts. Like
he threw it way. And I was in my mind when I saw it, I was like, hey, that on a big field, that's still going past midfield.
Yeah,
because he threw that well over the midfield mark on this.
Yeah, he's doing lifting his weights, not getting called up You know,
That's like a what is it, like left right field to third base type of throws. This is Brawler
he's
catch
just.
throw.
You think he's just in there doing those like outfield
Drills, outfield drill, probably
yo,
throwing against the wall.
yo. I want to before like because I want to get to Columbus. One thing before that, just because we talked about just on the field stuff. Did you notice how bad the field was yesterday? You mentioned the lines, not being at all white. Like I need Hector Lavoe football lines, bro. That's that. The broadcast you could barely see the lines. Like so I could imagine you playing and you're like passing the ball and you're like, where the fuck am I on this field right now? Because you don't see anything.
When it comes to the field, I felt like they just stopped watering it
Crazy.
from last to now.
They had this weird line that looked like it was getting ready for the Pinstripe Bowl, down going from like the first base dugout corner to center.
All the way to the right field, cutting.
Yeah, it was just cutting through, and I was like,
that's exactly the section I feel like they just stopped watering.
I'm like, and mind you, that's not even the infield. It's going right into the outfield. So weird, so weird. But yes, we have Columbus next away. Columbus is a tough team as always. They're dealing with some injuries. They also let go of their main guy. So, but they're finding goals everywhere though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel we come out of this? Because
all right, so
they're well ran club.
2 wins, no losses, 2 ties for 8 points. Who was their last match against?
San Diego.
Oh, they drew. They drew.
Yeah, they drew on San Diego, yeah. And San Diego, by the end of it, they were really putting it on them. So, you know,
Columbus is a tricky place to play at.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they're hard, bro. Like it's you got to give them the respect of being the champs. You know, like you got to tell them like, hey, Wilfred Nancy, like they're a big team here.
Mm-hmm.
And they with the way we are right now, I feel like we're a more work in progress than they are. They're just kind of like figuring out how to play without.
So I feel like, I think it's almost, I don't want to say evenly matched, but it's not impossible to get a result out of this. I think we could come in and
I'll take that back because not this year's champs, but 2 years ago. This year's champs is Galaxy.
I think we could beat them.
You think you could beat them?
I think we could beat them. I'm not sure if we'll be able to beat them, but I think we could sneak away with a victory. They're also in the transition phase. Maybe what if we're the toughest team to play them?
Yeah. I think I see that even. I think I'm gonna say 1-1 because Nagby. I think Nagby and Maxi that back and forth is gonna be probably fun to see. He still got Diego Rossi, who I mean he can create out of everywhere. Malte, shouts to him. Probably see him over here somewhere. Still out there. Schultz, he's a good keeper. Like they're a decent squad. I have to say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna keep myself like I bay 1-1.
And to me, 1-1 is a really good thing. It's a point on the road at a tough team, and a point of a season where that we need something out of every game.
Yeah,
we've known already following this team for 10 years in MLS that these early season games count just as much as later the season. Like getting a result now is really good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 1-1 as well.
I'll take that. It just feels like I feel it. It feels like a 1-1.
And if we somehow look better and show improvements playing wise, that to me is a positive.
Yeah,
That to me showing me that we're gonna go. I still think that the week after the Atlanta game is probably gonna be more of a difficult assignment.
Yeah, that's a dilemma, kind of edginess to it. But
they're also cooking a little bit, so
yeah, kind of. I believe they lost this weekend to Miami. So
well, everybody kind of loses to Miami except
yeah, exactly.
Except us, Bobby. Except us.
Nah, but so far I'm not trying to be too like hard on the team. I don't want to be too negative. It's 4 games in. It's enough positive for me to still hold on and be like, I'm not gonna be negative Nancy or whatever other superlatives are.
No, I don't feel negative on the team. I feel very positive. I feel good that I understand where we are as a roster, and I understand that playing the way we're playing now with this roster just gives me a little bit of motivation that maybe when we do make some additions, things will be a lot better. But for now, I don't feel bad because I see kind of the vision where we're going play wise, and yeah, let's do it.
I'm with it, bro.
Let's get out of here, man. It's late.
Yeah, it's late.
So
take us out, Sanchez.
All right. So I guess I won't be here next week.
You're gonna be in.
I'll be on assignment.
On assignment. So,
Dave should be back next week. So it'll just be you and Dave next week. I wish you all the luck.
Now we'll figure it out.
And I don't know how you'll be able to do it without me, but
I don't want to live without you. No. Yo.
Everybody. Well, good day, good morning. Have a great week, everybody. Hopefully, everybody does something positive this week that helps themselves improve in life. And let's go. Come on.
Let's go. Columbus.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.